So you're striking an arc, laying down some metal, but something's not quite right. Your welds are cracking, they're weak, maybe they look like a pigeon landed in a puddle of molten metal. Welding, like any craft, has a learning curve. In this video, we're diving into the 5 most common welding mistakes that might be turning your metal masterpieces into molten messes. We'll break down each mistake, show you why it's a problem, and how to fix it. Let's get those welds looking like they were laid down by a pro. The first mistake I see over and over again is neglecting the prep work. We're fusing metal together with temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. You wouldn't believe the gunk that can get on your metal: rust, oil, grease, paint, even just plain old dust. All that stuff becomes a contaminant when the arc hits it, weakening your weld before it even cools down. Think of it like this: you're trying to glue 2 pieces of Lego together, but one of them is covered in peanut butter. So, how do we avoid this welding nightmare? Easy, we get clean. First, a good wire brush is your best friend. Go to town on that metal, scrub away any loose rust, paint, or debris. Next, grab some acetone or a dedicated metal cleaning solvent. This will cut through any grease or oil that the wire brush couldn't handle. Use a clean rag for each wipe. Don't just keep swirling that dirt around. Remember, a clean weld is a happy weld. We've got our metal squeaky clean, time to start welding, right? Hold your horses. Mistake number 2 is all about the angle of your welding torch. The angle at which you hold your torch determines the depth and penetration of your weld. Too steep an angle and you're just laying weld on top of the metal like frosting on a cake. Too shallow an angle and you risk blowing through the metal, creating a weak spot. So what's the magic number? Aim for an angle between 15 and 45 degrees. It takes practice to find the sweet spot for each weld. Don't be afraid to experiment on some scrap metal first. Try different angles, see what works best for you and your setup. Remember, a consistent, controlled angle is key to a strong, reliable weld. Mistake number 3. Speed demons and slowpokes. Finding your welding rhythm. You've got your metal clean, your angle is dialed in, you're feeling good. You strike an arc and bam! You're off to the races, zipping across the metal like a caffeinated squirrel. Or maybe you're moving so slow you could practically watch the grass grow. Either way, you're making mistake number 3, inconsistent welding speed. Welding speed is like Goldilocks and the porridge. It's gotta be just right. Too fast, and your weld bead will be thin and weak. Too slow, and you risk overheating the metal, causing warping or even burning through. Aim for a smooth, consistent travel speed that allows the molten metal to flow evenly into the joint. Listen to the sound of your weld. It should sound like bacon sizzling in a pan. Remember, consistent speed equals consistent weld.